Okay. Okay. So as I was saying, I'll be assuming that everyone on this call is a student and I want to pitch to you. So let's look at, and I said earlier, I said, if I want to sell to a particular person, I want to have a little information about the person. Now, the reason why I love to do this is this. Remember, our program is not just one particular program. It's cut across different programs. And at the same time, the way I will be pitching to Mr. A may necessarily not be the way I'll be pitching to Mr. B. Now, the reason is because there are different things that caught the attention of that individual. Now, let's say Mr. Simon saw our ad and he showed interest to become a student. Now, naturally, Mr. Simon may just be someone that is unemployed, is employed. He works in an organization and probably is into finance. Now, automatically, if he sees this advert, probably what caught his attention is the smart finance, not necessarily the crypto or the artificial intelligence. Now, if I realize this about Mr. Simon, whatever I'll be talking about will be dwelling more on that smart finance so that I can win him. Why? Because that is exactly what caught his attention. Now, if I meet someone that is a crypto trader that has been trading but has not been really profitable, now, for that person to show interest, what really caught his attention is the crypto, not the smart finance. Now, I will be explaining the rest, but I will be dwelling more on the crypto. Why? Because that is exactly what caught his attention. The same thing, if I am speaking with an IT person, or probably an IT person. Now, when the person sees this advert, it's possible it is the artificial intelligence that caught his attention. So it means that I will be dwelling more on the artificial intelligence. So that is why I said, anytime I want to sell to a particular client, I try to have a little information, even if it's not much, but a little information about the person so that I can get exactly what exactly caught his attention. Now, the moment I'm able to get this information, then I can be able to hammer more on that to close my deal. Are we together? Please, if we are still together on this call, please let us type in yes on the chat box. If we are still together, please let us type in yes on the chat box. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So now, because you are a salesperson, I am not going to be concentrating on one of these. I will just assume I want to pitch the whole thing for you. Like, I want to concentrate. Now, Wintrado Academy is a Swiss fintech company. Now, what it means is we major in financial technology. That's what Wintrado as a company does. Wintrado as a company majors in financial intelligence. Now, Wintrado Academy is the educational department of Wintrado as a company. And this is one of our courses that we are currently presenting to our prospective students. Now, this course concentrates on smart finance, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. Now, the content of my presentation will major on why artificial intelligence. What is so unique about the AI, about the artificial intelligence? Let's look at how it is changing the world today. Having done that, we'll look at the unique opportunities. Then we'll look behind the scene. Why is it best for you? What are the benefits as a student? What differentiates us from every other academy? How you will learn, who your mentors are, the courses, and then how you can access the courses. So my presentation on the product knowledge will be streamlined to this content. Now, let's start with the first one. Now, the truth is the AI currently is changing the world. Now, either it has changed it to where you are, either it has affected your industry or it has not. Doesn't mean it will not over time. Now, the question is, how are you also fitting in as an individual so that when the change comes, you can be relevant also? Now, the truth is, AI is taking over. I was in my office yesterday, and my colleague said something. He asked me, he said, Anu, have you seen the new car that does not have a driver and they are using for Uber? Now, the question is, what is this? Artificial intelligence. Now, I don't know if everyone on this call has seen that, but the truth is, in US, they're already using it for Uber. Now, what this means is anyone that is a driver, anyone that is an Uber driver, over time will be jobless, even if you have a car. That's the truth. And this is what artificial intelligence is doing. Currently, we now have a car that does not need a driver, and it's taking us to our destination. And Uber has inculcated this car, and the car is on the app, and you can order for the car wherever you are. The car come pick you up, take you to your destination. If it wants to park, and if you ask the car to park at a point and it cannot park, it's going to talk to you and tell you why it cannot park there. And it's going to look for, it's going to tell you, I will look for another place I can park. Now, this is what artificial intelligence does. Now, it means that, fine, some people may say, yes, it's not everybody that will buy into it. But the truth is this, let's look at the limitation of those that are using Uber today. Now, when I mean Uber, I mean the app developer. Why they will choose the robot car over the ones that are owned by a driver. Sometimes last week, I was going to work and I don't feel like driving. So I took an Uber. I ordered for an Uber, and the Uber picked me up. Now, when he picked me, he asked me where I was going. I told him I was going to my office at Ikeja. So the Uber said, please, ma, can we take this drive offline? Now, you can see where people, human beings, are manipulating the system. He said, please, can you cancel this ride while we do it offline? Now, what this means is this. If I cancel the ride to the owner of the app, even if I got to know the driver from the app, now, me canceling it means that I did not take the ride, but I still took the ride. Now, I will paid money to the driver. It means that the driver will not remit a particular percentage to the owner of the app. I don't know if I'm making sense. Please, if I'm making sense, I want you to drop sense on the chat box. If I'm making sense, just drop in sense on the chat box. I want to be sure if I'm communicating. Now, it means that the owner of the app, for the particular transportation I took, the driver will not be paying him. Why? Because we took it offline. Now, what this means is this. People are manipulating the system. And as a result, the system is being cheated. Now, let me ask you a question. If you are the owner of the app and you have the opportunity of choosing between you having a car that is not managed by an individual, in which a robot cannot say, I want to take this ride offline, but instead, will take the ride online and it will make his money. Which one will you prefer? Now, this is where artificial intelligence is going to make people lose their job. Because the truth is, the driver now, we think is cheating the system. But the truth is, the driver does not know that it is also telling the system to think beyond him. Because over time, when the system begins to realize that everybody is canceling right, they will know there is a problem and they'll begin to deep. When they know this is what is happening, they will also want to they will also want to solve the problem, because why? They too also want to make money. And this is what artificial intelligence does. And that's why we are trying to make everyone understand that it's the world of artificial intelligence. And if care is not taken, you and I will lose our jobs to artificial intelligence. Now, the only way we are not going to lose our job is for us to also be AI inclined, so that instead of me doing my job remotely, I'll be doing what I'm doing now while I am learning how to also develop an artificial intelligence, while I also learn how to also think and become a problem solver in this era, so that when they move into Nigeria, I will not lose my job with whatever I'm doing now. And this is where the course is important. Okay, I hope you all are learning, or I hope I'm making sense. Now, let's look at the unique opportunity. Now, the unique opportunity is the AI risk is here. The AI risk is here. And that is what I said. Over time, what I've just used is just one sector, which is the transportation industry, and that's the Uber precisely. But the truth is, other sectors of the economy, it is also going to affect. Now, let's use another sector. Let's use the finance. The finance. Now, there was a time when everybody goes to school to study accounting. Now, when we study accounting, what do they teach us there? They teach us how to balance sheets, how to know if a book is balanced, all those things. That's what they teach. Now, gone are those days. If I am an accountant, anytime you go to the an accountant office, you will see his table. His table is always filled up with book. Why? Because they use paper and Bible to keep balancing accounts. But there was a time in another era which they moved from using paper and Bible to moving into the use of system, typewriting, computer. Now, all they do is on a system. Now, when you are in school, they don't teach you how to use a computer in school, even if you are studying accounting. They will still teach you the same accounting course. But it is now left for you, while you are doing that, to also add to your knowledge by learning how to use a computer. Now, when you learn how to use a computer, so that when you get out there, you can fit in. You have the knowledge of an accountant, you have the knowledge to use a system, a computer. When you go to the job interview, you can tell them, I can use a system to balance accounts. Now, this makes you more relevant, but the school doesn't teach you that. Now, funny enough, it doesn't work that way again. Today, artificial intelligence has taken over. Instead of using the system, they now have applications that does everything for you. Now, as an accountant, if you go to school and study accounting, but you did not add on, in the school, they will not teach you how to use those applications. But today, if you feel that you have a first class in accounting and you don't know how to use the accounting tools, I'm sorry, you will not get a job. Now, this is another sector. And this is why we say AI, even if it has its advantage, the question is it going to benefit you, or is it going to make you lose your job? Now, the beauty about the artificial intelligence is this. Number one, it does it better. It does it quicker, and it does it with less cost effectiveness. That's the truth. Let's look at, for those that have the application. Now, before they use accounting application, they need, in an organization, they need to employ 6-7 accountants to make it so that when one does it, another one will cross-check, another one will cross-check, so that there won't be errors. But today, because the application does not make mistake, all they need is just one person. So it means that an organization that will have collected maybe 6-7 accountants just need one person that knows how to use an application, and that's all. So it means that 6 people are left, or 5 people are left jobless. So it makes it better, it makes it quicker, and it makes it more cost effective for the organization. And that is why many organizations, many government parastatals, many officials will decide to go towards that direction. So instead of them spending money in employing people, they will prefer to spend money to get the application and save themselves subsequent running costs. They don't need to support people that does not have a job. They don't need to do that. Now, this is one thing you need to understand, and this is where Wintrado Academy comes in. So Wintrado Academy, we are like a life jacket to people challenged by artificial intelligence, people that are yet to understand how they can fit in the industry, people that have less information about artificial intelligence, but they feel that it will collect their job in future. Now, this is what Wintrado Academy course gives to them. If we are still together, please type in 1 on the chat box. If we are still together, please type in 1 on the chat box. If we are still together, please type in 1 on the chat box. Okay, now let's look at behind the scene. Who is Wintrado Academy? Who are we? Let's look at who exactly Wintrado Academy is. Number 1, as I said earlier, Wintrado Academy is the educational arm of a Swiss fintech group of companies. So we are the educational arm of a Swiss fintech group of companies. That's one thing about us. Another thing is we have invested over $1.7 million in development of financial platforms. Sorry. We have invested over $1.7 million in the development of financial platform, and that's where we have the Wintrado technology. Now that's another sector. Another thing is we are partnered with PhD professors to prepare you for this transformation. So the beauty is this academy is not just done by just a random set of people, but it is done by PhD professors in the industry with over 15-20 years of experience. And lastly, we are going to be giving you deep knowledge and history in creating leading business markets. So this is a little bit about who we have. Now let's look at why it is best for you. Remember, I said I am taking this presentation with the hope that you are also a student so that you can also now pitch it to another person. Now, why do you think this is best for you? Number 1, you are going to gain a competitive edge. Now, this makes you more informed than every other. Passing through our academy makes you more competitive, make you more informed, in which you can now begin to talk like a professional. 2, it's going to unlock lucrative opportunities. Now, the lucrative opportunities, remember, it is not just about artificial intelligence. It is about different sectors. So it's going to give you lucrative opportunities to make money for yourself. Another benefit is you'll be able to join the elite. Who are the elite? The top guys. So you will go beyond being the middleman to also being the top guys, because at the end of this course, you can even, whatever you learn in this course can be used to start an organization on its own. You can start a company on your own, creating solutions for people. Another thing is you will accelerate your career. So for those that are employed, you will be able to fit in with the knowledge you have to move your career forward. Another thing is you're investing in your future. Remember, people may feel, oh, artificial intelligence is not yet pronounced here in Nigeria. But the truth is this. Imagine you have started it while it is not pronounced. When it is pronounced, you people will begin to look for you. So you're investing in the future now. And lastly, you will experience transformation. Now, these are the reasons why this academy is for you. Now, let's look at the benefits. What are the benefits of joining our academy? Number one, you will acquire top-notch education by well-recognized professors and business experts. So it's not just about any random person teaching you, but these are top-notch recognized professors and business experts in the industry. Now, imagine someone remaining in a particular industry for 15 years, 20 years. If he is not making waves, he will have left the industry. But he's making waves, that's why he remains there. And before you know it, he has a wide range of knowledge to pour to you. Two, you will become a leader in the market changes and grab the opportunity for career and private life. And that's why I said at the end of this course, you can use the knowledge acquired to even build a career, a business for yourself. You can start a business on your own. Now, the truth is, those that don't even have sufficient knowledge like you already are saying they are business owner in that industry. Now, imagine you that have that knowledge. So you can use this to build a business for yourself. And before you know it, you become a business owner, also affecting other lives. Three, you will protect yourself from consequence of artificial intelligence and other dramatic change. That's another advantage. Four, you will learn to use the artificial intelligence for smart decisions and achieving comparative advantage. Five, you will get practical and actual knowledge for immediate use. So the classes are not just theoretical where we read books for you. They are practicals. They will teach you real life scenario. They will teach you. You will be doing it live in the class. And that's the beauty of the academy. Lastly, you will understand how to use technology and the best financial practices to save and make your money. Now, these are the benefits of attending the academy. Are we together? Now, let's look at what differentiates us. Number one, we are tailored curriculum with artificial intelligence, crypto, and finance under one umbrella. So what this means is you are paying for one and you are gaining all. So for every school fees you pay as a student, you gain access to both artificial intelligence, crypto, and finance. So our curriculum is tailored around these three umbrellas. Now, number two, it's an hands-on experience and cutting-edge insights. And that's why I said the classes are practical. They are strictly practical. It's not something you are doing and it's not something that you are doing and they're just reading books for you. No, the classes are practical. Three, as I said earlier, you are guided by esteemed PhD holders and professors. Esteemed PhD holders and professors. At the end of the course, you'll be receiving a certificate. Also, there's an interactive learning experience. Why? Because it is a live lecture. It's not as if you're listening to recorded videos. No, it is a live section in which you will be listening to your instructors. You can raise your hand and say, I have questions. They will answer your questions and you will be happy. So it is a live lecture and it is past. You have a personalized support in case of any question. You can reach out to your instructors. You can reach out to your academians. They will be able to answer you. And lastly, you will get exclusive access to our entrepreneurship program for graduates. Now, the beauty is when you finish, you can also get access to the entrepreneurship program. And then this will now help you. Remember, you have passed through the academy, then you now have access to the entrepreneurship class now to build a business for yourself. And that's why I said earlier, at the end of the course, you can now take a decision. Either you just want to sit at the comfort of your house and make money for yourself, or you also want to own a business in that industry. So we will now give you also additional materials to be able to be an entrepreneur, be a business owner. I hope this is making sense. Now, this is what makes us different. Having said this, how will you learn? Let's look at how the academy is tailored. Number one, the academy lasts for 3 months. It's a 3-month course. Sorry, it's a 3-month program that consists of 6 different courses. A 3-month program that consists of 6 different courses. Also, it is a live lectures. So in a week, I think we'll be doing it to be like maybe 2 or 3 classes in a week. So it is a weekly live section, and it is practicals and discussion. So it's not as if you are just listening to the instructors. You can ask questions because it is practical, and it also has to do with discussion. Number 3, it's tailor-made resources and materials for practical use. So every resources and materials you'll be using is tailored for practical use. And that's why we say our curriculum is not theoretical, it is practical in nature. And lastly, as every student will have access to an e-portal, where you can access every recorded classes and every material that is being used. So when let's say you attended the classes and you want to what's the name, watch, maybe you finish the class and tomorrow you feel like, I want to rewatch what I learned. Now you can log into your portal and watch it over and over and over again. Now this is how you will be learning. Now these are the instructors. Now, if you look at the first man here, Dr. Nicholas, you will see that it's not just an ordinary person. They say he's the vice president for Europe and Middle East. He is a director of research for educational coaching consultant. And that's why we say these are not just ordinary people. These are top people with wealth of experience. These are people that will be teaching you. Now, look at this particular professor, Dr. Ahmed. Dr. Ahmed has been in the artificial intelligence industry for over 15 years, and he has been teaching and making research. Now, this is part of the instructor that will be teaching you, someone that has 15 years experience teaching and also making research. So imagine you being under the tutelage of people like this. Now look at this particular lady here. They said she's a chartered certified accountant with years of experience. Now she has been an audit supervisor for KPMG. I want to believe everybody knows KPMG. It's not something that is new. So imagine all these are not just ordinary people. They are not Nigerians. These are professors that has been in the industry for years, and these are the people. Now look at this guy. He has been a professor with more than 20 years of experience in equity and derivative trading. So this is part of the instructors that will be teaching you about cryptocurrency. So that's why I said it's not a course you want to miss for anything. Now let's look at a more detailed information about the course. Remember I said it is a 3-month course with 6 different, it's a 3-month program with 6. Okay, no problem, Mr. Adeyemi. Okay, so let's look at the different courses. Now, the first course is Crypto Fundamentals. Now, in this point, we'll be talking about cryptocurrency. We'll talk about what blockchain are. We'll talk about the different gateways. We'll talk about the future of the industry. We'll talk about the potentials. We'll talk about fiat currency. Now, these are the first introduction into the course. So we'll talk about the proof of works, we'll talk about the proof of stakes. All this will be taken in course 1. Now, this will now lead us to course 2, where we now look at the introduction to artificial intelligence. So at this point, we'll now be looking at look at understanding of data science, understanding introduction to artificial intelligence. We'll look at the art of machine learning. We'll look at the dynamic landscape of artificial intelligence. All this will be treated under the course 2 of the course. Now, in the course 3, that is innovation to finance. Now, the truth is we'll now be looking at how the innovation starts. We'll look at the breadth and depth of modern financial technologies. Now, the truth is today in the financial industry, we have different technologies, and that we have different technologies doesn't mean that different technologies won't be coming in place. Now, we will now be looking at how they innovate it, what comes to their mind before a technology comes to life. What are the toolkits? What are the things that you need to understand when you are looking at a contemporary financial landscape? Now, this will be taught under the innovation to finance. Then in the 4th course, we'll look at artificial intelligence for business. So we'll now look at how to use the artificial intelligence for business. So we'll look at how to determine the risk, how to use artificial intelligence to determine the risk. We'll look at the artificial intelligence technologies. We'll look at how to use it for operational levels. We'll look at how to use it for decision making, how to use it. Now, all this, how to use artificial intelligence to create a business models and business strategy. All these will be taught in the course 4. Now, course 5, we'll now look at crypto advance. In the crypto advance, we'll now look at the different cryptocurrencies. We'll look at what are the things you need to understand before you invest your money into it. What are the futures? What are the investment potential of a particular cryptos? We'll look at the different trending, just the like of metaverse, NFTs, meme coins, gamings, DeFi, IDOWU landscape. All this will be treated in the academy. So we'll now look at how you can invest your money. What are those things you need to look at before investing your money into a particular coins? What are those things you need to understand? What are the different blockchains? How to use them? All this will be treated in crypto advance. And lastly, we'll now look at digital business. We'll look at digital business, how to build a business in the digital space. So in this, we'll look at business intelligence, we'll look at data analytics, we'll look at quality management system, we'll look at CRM, we'll look at digital marketing, how to build a business. And that's why I said at the end of this course, you can decide to also be a business owner, because we'll now look at how to build a digital business. Are we together? Now, these are what the course entails. Now, how do you assess your courses? Now, for every student that shows interest, the moment you make your payment, you have access to your own page. And that's why you can see it here. So you have access to your study page. Now, this study page, you can use it both on your phone and on your laptop. Now, the essence of the studies page is when you want to attend, when it's time for a class, you log into your portal and then gain access to the class. When you are done with the classes, you automatically get the recordings in that portal. So you can always visit the portals to access the recording. So it's like every student has a portal in which they can view the classes, they can join the classes, every materials is there. In the portal, you can gain access to your instructors. So when you have a question, you can chat. Okay, I want to chat Mr. Nicholas. You can just go, hi, Mr. Nicholas. Good afternoon. My name is, you can just chat him up. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Mr. Simon. I'm one of the students here at IDOWU-ADEYEMI. I have a question for you. You can just chat him up. And he's there. He will be listening to you. It will be answers to your need. Now, these are the benefits of the class. Now, the next thing is for you to join IDOWU-ADEYEMI today. So I hope I've been able to sell this to you. Now, I want to hear from you. Remember, I said, I know I'm talking to sales agents, but remember, every sales agent is also expected to sell, to his prospective client. So that's why I am selling. I am assuming you are a client and I've just sold to you. Now, let's assume you are my client. What do you think? My presentation, do you think I have been able to sell to you? Let me hear from you. You can just drop your comments in the chat box before we go to the next point. Do you think I've been able to successfully sell to you based on my presentation? I want to hear from you. Please drop on the chat box so that it won't be as if I'm just doing it all alone. I'm not talking to people. Why are we not talking now? What's happening? Or if you have any question for me, you can just let me know. Okay, thank you, Mr. Olufemi. Mr. Olufemi said, your presentation is convincing. Thank you for that, Mr. Olufemi. Okay, I'm waiting for others now. What do you think about the presentation? I'm waiting for others. Now, while we're waiting, I know some people may be like, how much exactly is the cost? So this is where we'll go to the cost of the academy. Now, currently, before now, the cost is 690. This has even changed. They've moved it to the end of July. Now, but for now, for those that make payment, that for everyone that wants to make payment, he can pay 590. Now, by the end of June, it goes back to 690. So for those that have the students, for those that have their students, you can begin to tell them so that they can take advantage of this early bird price before it goes back to $690. Okay, so that's the price. Now, having said that, let's go to the second aspect of our presentation, which is the sales call training. The sales call training. Now, the essence of the sales call training is for us to master the art of persuasion and closing deals. Remember, I said the first aspect we did, I assumed that you all are students. And then I presented to you as a student. Now, the point is, let's assume you are the one. Maybe you posted your ad somewhere, or maybe you sent a message to a particular person, and the person says, oh, I love this, I want to know more. Now, the question is, what are you to do? Now, number one, if that happens, the first thing is you need to look at, okay, I need to call, I need to phone that person. I need to make a call. Now, I tell people, before taking the phone to make your first call, there are some things you should have put in place so that you will not fuck up. Let me use that word. There are some things you need to put in place. Now, let's start with the importance of a sales call. Why should I even make a sales call? Number one, for personal connection. Now, there's a way you connect with someone when the person is hearing your voice. So that's one important of a sales call, for personal connection, to build trust, for rapport, to be able to build that rapport. Over time, you see that someone comes in as a student, but eventually it goes beyond being a student. So the essence of that sales call is to build in personal connection, to build trust, and also what? Rapport with your potential students. Number two, to provide an opportunity to address individual concern and tailor your pitch towards that person. And that's why I said before, anytime you are speaking with someone, it could be on phone, it could be on physical, it could be anytime. Number one, try to know a little about that person, because for that person to show interest, it means that there is something the person is expecting. Now, when you do this, make sure you tailor your pitch towards his pain points. So when you're speaking to someone, you should be able to identify what his pain point is. That is, what is that thing that made him feel that our course can solve? Now, when you're able to do that, tailor your presentation to that direction. Now, at the same time, this will increase conversion rate compared to just texting the person or doing a WhatsApp chat or doing emails. Yes, I know it's easier to write emails and just send to someone, to write text message and to send to someone, or send WhatsApp message. Yes, it's easier. But I tell you, the moment you send this and the person shows interest, always tell them you want more than that. One thing I do as a person, which has worked for me, is the moment I send a message to someone and I see that the person is interested, what I do next is I try to schedule a program presentation for the person, just like this. So what I've done in the first aspect is a program presentation. So I will say, can I schedule a program presentation with you? Now, if you know that you don't have the boldness to do this, it's not a must that you are the one doing the program presentation. Please schedule the presentation and call me. I will do the presentation on your behalf. I will close the deal for you while you get the commission. So that's why I am here for you. So, but make sure it goes beyond just the email you send or the text message you send, especially, or maybe WhatsApp, or maybe you're chatting with the person on social media, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever. Make sure it goes beyond that. Request for a program presentation. Now, in the program presentation, make sure you show your face. Let them see who you are. Now, it builds that trust. It builds that rapport. It builds that connection. Do not make it look as if you are hiding your face. Let them know who you are. Introduce yourself to them. So this is why sales call is important. Now, before that sales call, there is room for research and presentation. Don't just carry the phone because someone reached out to you and you just begin to talk. Make sure you make your research, you make your preparation, and you talk like a professional. You talk like a professional. Number one, try to understand your prospective background. And that's why I said, have a little information about the person. Now, if you met the person on social media, try to look at his biography on social media, know where he works, know what he do, know the industry he is. Now, if you cannot get it, anytime you have the program presentation, that should be the first thing you want to know about your prospective client, so that you can have a little information about the person. So do your research about the person. Now, after that, know the details about your presentation. And that's why know the details about this course, and that was why we brought in the Wintrado training. That's the essence of this training. That's the essence of this program. So know the details of the course and know the benefits. Now, having done this, always schedule a program presentation. This will help you to close the deal. Always schedule a program presentation. Don't just make it end on the chat and just say, when will you pay on the chat? No, it doesn't work that way. Do a presentation with the person. Let the person know who he or she is talking about. Now, before you do a presentation, it's important you create a flexible script or a pitch. Don't just start a conversation without having a guide. You need a guide to the conversation. And that's why when I was presenting to you, I had my slide. That slide is a guide. So it's also important, before you say you want to talk to someone, don't say you want to talk to him from your head. You are not, and Ade said, they said the lightest pen is better than, the lightest pen is better than the sharpest brain. No matter how sharp you feel your brain is, you still need something to guide you. So it could be a slide. If you know it's a call, you could write your conversation on a book, so that when you're talking, don't make it look as if you're reading word for word, but try to also have something that it's guiding you towards where you're going. Then in this, your guide, make sure you include key points and questions, response to common objections. I know people, before you talk to someone, they will have likely questions. Now, even before the person asks questions, also ask yourself questions, so that this will be able to guide you, so before the person asks the question, you already have the answers to that question. So this is it. Now, let's look at the effectiveness of a sales call. Why do we think a sales call is important? Number one, as I said earlier, it helps you build the rapport. Now, when you're talking to someone, start with a friendly greeting. Don't just say, hello, good afternoon. Hello, my name is Simon. Simon, I'm talking to you from Wintrado. Don't talk like that. When you take your phone to call someone, hi, good morning, Mr. Simon. How was your night? Hope your night was splendid. Now, try to start with a greeting, a friendly greeting. Now, after that, a small talk to establish the connection. So try to greet the person. Now, when you greet the person, show genuine interest in their needs and their goals. And that's why the first thing is, when I want to talk to someone, I ask, when you saw this ad, What caught your attention? That's the way I start. Let me hear from them, because the truth is, for them to show interest, they have seen the heart somewhere. So ask them, what caught their attention? Let's know their needs. Let's know what they want to achieve. Now, this is what we now capitalize on and sell to them. Now, I will say this: active listening. As a salesperson, you must be a listener. Slow to talk, more of listening. It shouldn't be you talking. Do more listening. Listen more than you speak. Understand their pain points, understand their pain, then motivation. So then when you're talking, try to use affirmations or show engagement. So when they're talking, even if they're the ones talking, okay, yes, I'm with you, so that they will know that you're talking. Now, anytime I'm doing presentation, why do I used to say, okay, if you're still with me, please drop yes, say yes or something, drop one on the chat box. It's just for engagement, so that it won't just be, I'm talking, and I'm doing the talking and I just leave. No, build engagement. Make them know that they understand. Let them, carry them along. Involve them in the chat. Are we together? Now, presenting the solution. Presenting the solution. Clearly articulate the benefits and the futures of the course. So let them know the benefits and the futures of the course. And that's why you see my slide. I started with the benefits. Then you will now relate the program benefits to their specific need. Remember, you'll have asked them for their need. So when you know this, you now relate that benefit, you will now relate the benefit to their need. Then use success stories, use testimonials to build credibilities. Are we together? Now, this is also important. Now, as a salesperson, always remember there will always be objections. It's not everybody that will go as planned. It's not everybody that after the presentation, you ask them, when are you paying? And they say, I want to pay now. It doesn't go like that always. As a salesperson, be ready for objections. Now, objections like what? The cost is too expensive. Be ready for that. Or someone may even have the money and they say they don't have the time. Be ready for that. Or some will tell you, I don't think it's the right time for me. Now, be ready for such objections. Now, when such objections come, respond with strategies. Firstly, what's the strategies? Acknowledge their objections. Oh, it's too expensive. I know. Looking at the economic situation, I understand it's expensive. But when you do that, now it's the relevance, it's the importance of the cost. Now, you've acknowledged it is expensive, but let them understand that everything good comes with a cost. It is expensive because we know that at the end of the day, you will make much more than you have spent on it. Let them know. Now, anytime you are talking about, always use words like feel, felt, and found. Now, feel their pain. When you feel it, make them know that it goes beyond feel. I'm even feeling it now. Then find a solution to it. So this will also help. And lastly, always turn the objections to opportunities. Don't just accept their objection and leave it that way. Turn it to opportunities. Build an opportunities around their objections. Then lastly, closing the sales. Closing the sales. Now, when you are done with a presentation, always don't just end it and leave that way. Always try to recognize if this person is ready to pay or not. Now, when they are talking, how do you recognize this? You will see positive feedback like, I really want to go to this course. I really want to enjoy it. I want to participate in this course. Now, when you hear things like this, it means that, number one, there is a buying signal. They are interested. So when you do this, ask them about the next step. Okay, are you ready to pay now? Now, if they say, oh, they're not ready, do not just ask that. Let's always give them something to go back with. Give them, okay, I'm going to send you our brochure. I will send you our brochure at the end of this course so that you can always read about it. Now, in case you don't even have this rule, assume that they are ready to buy. Assume. Now, when you're done, help them to assume that they are ready to purchase this. So ask if the prospect has already decided. So something like, when will you like to start the course? Ask them. So when they say, oh, okay, maybe next 3 months, do not accept that. Create urgency. Try to create urgency. Urgency like, are you serious? This course is starting so day. And remember that, remember there's the early bird. Save something so that you can enjoy the early bird. Do something like that. Create urgency. Let them know that we have limited spots. Don't just say, okay, in 3 months time, okay, no problem, I'll call you after 3 months. No, create urgency. And try to know the next section. Try to say, okay, don't worry, I will call you by next week and help you create the link to make payment so that you can, something like that. So lastly, summary close. Summarize the benefits and get agreement. So try to re-emphasize the benefit they will get from the academy. Let them know the benefit of a career in fintech. Let them know the flexibility of the academy. And let them tell them we can now proceed to enrollment. So, and lastly, handling hesitation. Address any last-minute concern with confidence and reassurance. Some may tell you, oh, this is my concern, this is my concern. Always make sure you talk about their concern. Make sure you end with a conviction. Then offer to send additional information to them. Offer to send additional information. So with this, we've come to the end of the presentation. So for those that that started with us, thank you very much. For those that joined in the middle, thank you very much. Okay, so do we have any question?